This week on the Racer X Show, what's done is done, and there's a new champion with a new #1 plate. We'll show you about that, and we have an exclusive interview. A mile of roost action, and a new points leader. We have the story from AMA Pro Flat Track. And Endurocross is back in action. It's not very fast, but it's hard on the body, equipment, and is a ton of fun to watch. And we dive into the Pro Motocross Supercross Shuffle. Who's going where, on what, and more. Right now, only on the Racer X Show. Hello and welcome to the Racer X Show presented by Chaparral Motorsports. I'm Greg White. Thanks for joining our racing highlights and news show. Now, motocross season is over, which means riders are switching teams and the gag order on what we know is off. Plus, great race action from the East Coast, so let's get moving.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Chaparral Motorsports. Visit Chaparral Motorsports online at chapmoto.com.
We start with the final round of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship from Tooele, Utah, where the question was, can Red Bull KTM's Ken Roczen seal the deal? To Jason Wygant and Grant Langston we go for the answer.
We're at Miller Motorsports Park for the final round of the 2014 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship, sanctioned by AMA Pro Racing. It's the Zions Bank Utah National.
This one was interesting. Roczen, who was on the right side there, almost, and I mean almost.
He doesn't know how you stayed upright, and neither do we.
Yeah, it's incredible. After that, Dungey was able to close in. This is all for second place. Dungey able to make the pass. You see Eli Tomac not far behind them in fourth, and Tomac would stall. Then Dungey runs into some trouble of his own with the lap traffic.
Well, blue flag comes out. This rider unable to do the step all the way over that. See, Roczen gets all the way over, doubles out. Dungey had to go single. Gotta be frustrating. So Dungey has to do this all over again, but same corner, almost a carbon copy. Dungey goes up the inside. Ken leaves the door open. Ryan takes that line away, triples up the hill.
No touching this guy for a few laps. Roczen was close to Trey Kennard, then he pulled away. Third moto win of the year and second in a row. He got one in Indiana, now he has one in Utah. Third of the points probably wishes he was a little bit more like this at the beginning of the year, and he could be battling Ryan Dungey and Ken Roczen for the title, not just for the moto wins. Tomac, with that brief mistake, recovers for fourth. Josh Grant, a great run, finished in the top 5. Ryan Sipes, top 10 again in 9th. And then the rest of these guys, up and down motos for everybody. And these riders pretty much all ended up a lap down, but they're still scoring points in the top 20. Good job by Paul Coates, a young Englishman. And Colton Fasciotti, the Canadian, who won the Canadian National Championship here in a guest ride with the Lucas Oil Troy Lee Honda in 16. Well, off the start, worst case scenario, a huge first turn crash. Roczen barely avoids that. Some big hitters down in there. Factory bikes and all. Chad Reed, Fred
Yeah,
Doran,
watch this.
and
Guys
the
get
short
landed
cheese.
on by 270-pound dirt bikes. Not fun, but battle up front. Dungey gets around Roczen, but for Ken Roczen, he's looking at the bigger picture right now. Championship. Dungey looking at points. But this guy, finally, Trey Kennard goes 1-1 and gets that overall. Good job, buddy. But the 94 Ken Roczen,
Fourth place, that's enough to win the championship. Fourth place, a key figure. He never finished worse than fourth in any race this year, and that's why he's your champion. You see the results. Dungey put in a valiant effort all season long. He's been up just about 10 points short or so of the championship with second place. Meanwhile, nearly as happy as Roczen from winning the title is Trey Kennard. 2 moto victories, more than enough for the overall. Tomac is going to edge Roczen out of the podium. I'm sure Roczen could not care less about the race result today, as long as he has enough points to win the title. And Mr. Top 5, here's the final margin of victory, just 14 points. It doesn't matter who's battling, Ryan Dungey's always going to be there.
and just came up a little bit short. Ken Roczen really earned this one.
Here's our final top 10. Hey, congrats to the Swede, Freddie Nord, who picked up a factory Honda ride and did finish the year in the top 10.
Kenny, congratulations to you and your team on a great season this year. You came out on the 450, you grabbed a hold of that red plate, and you never let it go. So congratulations to you and the team. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of AMA Pro Racing and MX Sports Pro Racing to present you with the 2014 Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship 450 #1 plate. Congratulations. Great job.
You know, it's It's been a long ride from a couple years ago, and I'm just so thankful to be up here. And it's an awesome feeling. Got to give it up to the Lord and the whole Muscle Milk Honda crew, my mom, my wife, my brothers, the MX-32, that Dunlop, Yoshimura, man, everyone. I'm thankful.
Okay, now watch this start. First thing you're going to say is, wow, those KTM's definitely got the whole shot. Not just one, but two going into the first turn. They've got this clinch. There's no one that can pass them. It's impossible for them to not get the whole shot. Cooper Webb goes to the inside, takes it away, and gets $500 from motorsport.com and his teammate right behind him, Jeremy Martin. And then Martin wanted more. Granny wanted to go to the lead.
Jeremy Martin wanted this win bad. He's got the title, and he kept fighting, kept grinding. This is basically a parade for him, putting that cherry on top. Look at him, just totally dialed and focused. This kid is proving to us why he won this 2014 title. Once he took that lead, there was not much looking back.
And a solid run for Webb back there in second. He needed that because he's still battling for second in the series. Martin wins the moto. Webb takes second place, and that allows Webb to pull into a tie now with Blake Baggett in the point standing for second. Baggett finished in third, but Martin is the story again. Lucas Oil Pro Motocross won the championship and just adding to a superb season. Here's your results. Aldridge hangs on for fifth. Bogle, Osborne, Savaji, Hampshire getting up in the top 10, making a late pass. Joey, Savaji gets a good start here. He's been doing that the last couple of rounds. You're not supposed to be able to pass around the outside. Jeremy Martin doesn't care.
Just more momentum around the outside, and then right here, battle between Blake Baggett and Cooper Webb. This time, the other way around. Baggett goes up the inside, gets a better drive, takes that position away, which was somewhat important for the point standing.
Yeah, it would put him into second for the year, just ahead of Webb. Martin goes on to win the moto. He also won the first moto earlier today. He's the best of the weekend. Makes it easy as far as us doing the math. Shout out there to Justin Bogle. Best race for him in a couple of weeks. Finishes up in second. Great ride. There's Baggett edging Webb, Musquin, Wilson, Savachi, Aldridge, Osborne, and McElrath round out top 10. McElrath been busting out a couple top 10s as of late. Start of the year injured. Here's your overall for the day. Baggett and Webb, unbelievable. They tied on points also for the race day. Baggett at a slight edge on points coming in, so he gets second for the year.
Blake Baggett second in the points. Cooper Webb third. Marvin Musquin coming on strong later in the season. Bogle having his best moto. In the final moto, Porcel, Anderson, Seeley, Nelson, and Wilson.
And Porcel didn't finish either of the motos today, so Bogle was able to jump in for top 5.
Yeah, you know, the season was it was a dream season. I had a blast out there, and to be able to go 1-1 on the last round of the outdoor series is truly amazing, and it's a nice way to put a stamp on getting the title.
Way to go, Trey Kennard. That's how you end a season. But there is one better way that you can end a season, with a national championship. And just after Ken Roczen wrapped up his 450 title in his rookie season, mind you, we had a chance to chat with him.
Hey, my name is Ken Roczen. I'm riding for Red Bull Factory KTM. I knew that I could definitely do some damage coming into the outdoor season as a rookie, and definitely, you know, I was hoping that I can do some damage. And after a few races, it just seemed like I was going good and clicking, but it still was just so far away, and I just took it race by race. And yeah, it's good to make it happen. It's unbelievable. It was a really good fight the whole year for the championship, and made up a lot of ground last weekend, and came into here with 20 points lead, you know, and basically all I had to do is ride solid and not go down, not do a silly mistake. But it's all easy set, you know, but after all, it's all that hard work. It's so awesome to see it paying off, and just gonna enjoy the moment now. I had a pretty good start, and I would lie if I would say I wasn't nervous. So went good in the beginning, but I don't know, it's just a mental stress. I got a little bit sick this week too, and all that stress, you know, so I started feeling my body, and my neck just started hurting, and basically just cruised to the finish. That was all I had to do. And of course, it would have been good to get another win, but I mean, it's a championship, so what do I want more? Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's just, The hardest part is if you see like 3 or 4 laps to go, you're like, geez, you know, I wanted to be over already. And so it was just going through that finish. I was just blown away, you know, and couldn't believe it. I mean, and what else would I say? You know, it's an amazing feeling. That's all I can say. And I mean, I can't wait to have more of that. This was Ken Roczen, 2014 AMA National Champion. We'll see you next year.
Well, how about this nugget from the Racer X Illustrated staff? Roczen is the only other rider than Ryan Dungey or Ryan Villopoto to win a 450 championship in either Supercross or Motocross since, anyone? 2009. How about that? Now to news. The end of the Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship means the time is upon us where riders and teams start making personnel changes for the start of the Supercross in January of 2015. Now, some of those moves have been poorly kept secrets. Others, something of a surprise to many of us who follow the sport. So let me help reset this game of musical chairs for you with the help of some New Ray toys. As reported a few weeks back, Rockstar KTM's Davey Millsaps is already riding his Monster Energy Kawasaki, which means he's aboard green for the first time since he raced 65cc mini cycles for Team Green back in 1996. Now going the other way is Dean Wilson, who leaves Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki for an orange bike, Red Bull KTM, and he's finally going to be riding full-time in the 450 class. West Regional 250 Supercross champ Jason Anderson is not changing teams, but he is switching colors. His Rockstar KTM team will go white in 2015 and become the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna team. Now, Cole Seeley's been riding red for the past few years, albeit on the Troy Lee Designs Lucas Oil Honda team. Well, he's staying red with a big upgrade. He joins Trey Kennard on the Team Honda Muscle Milk. Now, Justin Barsha has been riding red until he tore his ankle at the start of the Nationals. Now he's turning blue. He's going to be riding for the Toyota JGR Yamaha team. And his teammate will be something of a surprise to many people. It's going to be Weston Pike, formerly of RCH Racing Suzuki. And that leads us to the biggest change of all. Newly minted AMA Motocross champion Ken Roczen. He's going from orange to yellow, almost certainly with the RCH Racing Suzuki team run by Ricky Carmichael and Carey Hart. Stay tuned for that. And finally, there's 4-time Monster Energy Supercross champion Ryan Villopoto. We all know that RV's been out injured all summer long, and he still has a year left on his Kawasaki contract. If RV decides to line up and race, or where in the world he decides to race, well, that is all up in the air and remains to be seen. In what has become a seesaw championship battle, once again, the lead for the top spot changes hands in the Expert Grand National Championship. Now, so far this year, we've seen 4 different men with 5 lead changes. One of those coming when the double checkered flags flew over the weekend at the Virginia Mega Mile. Colonial Downs in New Kent, Virginia is where the Pea Gravel Mile lives. It's always loose and roost-filled. Drama after the warm-up lap as points leader number 9 Jared Mees, Rogers Racing Las Vegas Harley-Davidson, had to get his backup bike. That means he had to start from the last row. Then, when things got sorted, watch row 1, lower right part of your screen. Villa Esparza Crosley Radio's Brian Smith, who's the favorite, jumps the start. That's a red flag, and Smith, who is second in the points, moves to the back row to start with Mees. When the clutches were dropped, number 3 Joe Kopp on his latest motorsports triumph leads the way. Smith in 8th. But by the 3rd lap, Smith had caught number 1 Factory Harley-Davidson's Brad Baker to grab the number 1 spot. And that would be it. Smith never looked back, pulling out a 2.5 second win, his 4th this year. In all the ruckus, Mees was able to claw his way up to 5th spot, edging out Brandon Robinson by 0.3 of a second. That could prove important at year's end. But for now, this one was massive for Smith.
Thanks. That was not the way I wanted to do that. But man, I think I had more helmet inside my helmet, or more dirt inside my helmet than on the outside. I had a eye full, mouth full, nose full there for a while.
You won the Page Auto Group main event today in convincing fashion. I mean, this machine was flying.
Yeah, it's fast. You know, all the guys back in Indy, Ricky, Jeff, and Dink gave me one heck of a engine and bike. If it wasn't for them, this wouldn't be possible. Crosley Radio, Bo's over in France watching, so hi, Bo, and thanks for all the support and the flight back later tonight. And everybody else, Joe Esparza, for stepping up this year. And, you know, I got a question, though. You know, when you jump the start, there's a laser beam that normally tricks a red light. And the red light didn't come on, even though they say I jumped. So luckily, we came back to win that one.
Smith stirring the pot a little. I like it. And how about this? With only 3 races to go in 2014, Smith has it by a slim 6. Everything counts now. In the pro singles class, think 0.03 of a second. That's all it took as teammates J.R. Addison and Kyle Johnson on the Parkinson Brothers Racing Honda CRF 450Rs head to the line. Scotty Dubler with the call.
Double checkered flag coming out. We got a battle for the lead. Could it be J.R. Addison, his first race back since his injury? Here they come down the front straightaway. Johnson going to try to make the swing pass. Addison by a half a bike length, your winner.
Out of racing since March, J.R. Addison with the move to win. No finer way to come back than with a W. Way to go, J.R. I bet he's excited as heck.
Oh, this feels great. I mean, it was a heck of a race. I got off to kind of a bad start and had to play catch up. And Kyle, he was running good, so I had to try to run him down. And I got him just at the nick of time. And, you know, this race, it's awesome.
With Ryan Wells coming in 6th, Kyle Johnson extends his lead to 20 points. Not bad after a disastrous 16th place at Peoria. What will happen next? Now to the Geico AMA Endurocross Series. Races take place in arena cross-sized venues, and it's a mix of arena cross, enduro, and trials all mixed together. In the men's class, there are a few names to take note of. Number 1, Taddy Blazusiak. Number 3, Cody Webb. Number 10, Colton Haker. Number 8, Destry Abbott. Number 4, Jeff Aaron. Number 3, Mike Brown, and more. This racing is not in any way predictable because each corner is something different, and each lap, as racers get tired, well, you'll see. When the gate dropped, 500 bucks on the line, Blazusiak got the whole shot, followed by number 2, Webb, number 3, Brown, who went down in the matrix section with number 10, Haker. Focus on the 1 and the 2. This is about 4 laps in. With traffic all over the place, Webb gets a better run through the rocks, leaving Taddy standing still. Move forward about 7 laps, and Webb has a comfortable lead. But anything can happen in Endurocross. First traffic, and then down goes the Beta USA Geico rider, Webb. And as Webb picks up the bike, here comes KTM's Blazusiak. A big double over the logs, lead, then battle for the lead with 3 to go. And then Webb tips over onto Taddy. And that is that. Gravy, right? Not so fast. Heading into the penultimate lap, the leader goes down. But Webb, with Haker on his fender, can't catch up. And with a clean final lap, the 5-time Endurocross champ brings it home for the win. That, my friends, is Endurocross. You think just riding's hard? How about the exhaustion of having to pick up your bike and keep going? Congrats to Taddy on that one. 3 points behind coming into Georgia. Taddy now in a tie with Webb. Haker only 2 points back. A quick note, if you want to see the entire 3.5-hour program or just the mains, go to racertv.com. They have all the action archived for you, and it is so worth it. Want to get out and watch some racing? We want you to. This Sunday, another mile for Brian Smith to throttle everyone. It's the Springfield Mile, Part 2. National Enduro is in South Carolina. You want to check that out. And the Women's Motocross Championship heads to Millington, Michigan for another action-packed race on Saturday.
The Racer X Show with Greg White is being presented by Chaparral Motorsports. Visit Chaparral Motorsports online at chatmoto.com.
Make sure you check out racertv.com for remastered Loretta Lynn's motos. We're going to post each individual moto from this year's Amateur Nationals, 32 hours of it. That's coming very soon. Well, that's it for us now. We hope you enjoyed the show. We certainly did. Check us out on all of our social media links. You want to like us and follow us, take time to do that. We appreciate it. And you can follow me personally on Twitter. It's @GregWhite. Well, for the fine crew here at the Racer X Show presented by Chaparral Motorsports and Racer TV, I'm Greg White. Remember, we are all racing all the time. Bye-bye.